Hello, welcome to live online training with myself, Mark Cartwright. Today we're going to look at getting started with smart software, which will be good. We did have this session live, so thank you for coming to listen to a recorded session. But if you do want to leave it live, then actually join us live and you can have those comments and the interaction if you wish to as well. I'll leave a link in the kind of comments below, which would be good to have us here. So this is part one. I have 5 sessions, 5 lots of sessions, very much focusing on the start side of things. So jumping into itself, just kind of a brief introduction to myself. I've said I'm Mark Cartwright already, so I won't say that again. I'm a former primary school teacher, absolutely love teaching, particularly with SMART and kind of seeing the impact it had on the children and their education, as well as me as a teacher as well. So now I'm doing professional development for SMART, which is awesome. So feel free to be in touch or just add any comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, which is good. So for this session today, we're going to really focus on start building lessons, start having that content ready for you to use within your classroom. Looking at start building these lessons with some different backgrounds, with some different videos, some manipulatables on the board, or at students' desks on their devices as well. And then of course we're looking at existing content and actually bringing that in and reusing it as well. So first of all, we're looking at backgrounds, whether that's lines, grids, colours, images, whatever it might be, trying to make your first page really pop, really make it really exciting for the students as well. So if you're looking at all of those here, where I'm just starting a lesson here, I'll start with a blank page and actually add to that as well. So in my gallery down here, I can just search for different papers. It might be lined paper, it might be grid paper, it might be squared paper, it might be whatever it might be. And then within there, I've got different backgrounds, and from that one there, I can just bring that one in, and there you go. I've got that squared paper, the right size, whichever one you want it to be. You've got that good to go. If I click and just select the background now, I can always click and right click and hold, which is right click, and then I can set background fill, and then that changes your properties tab at the side there. Once I've got that properties tab available, I can have some horrible colors if you wish to use them, or of course more appropriate ones, and then you can actually home it in to exactly the right color that you want, whatever it might be. You can set customized colors as well, and then I've got that background good to go. So I've got the right color background, I've got the right size squares that I've got ready for it. You might wish to put kind of like a heading at the top here, just to block off those kind of top 2 squares. Within that box, you might choose to have that as the same color as your school emblem or logo, whatever it might be. Just to kind of have some orangey, reddy ones here. I'm really not good at choosing color palettes today, am I? But we've got something on that there. And then of course you can add text on that as well. So you've got your kind of date, learning objectives, whatever it might be, kind of half written, so it's the right size that you can use all the time. What I've done here is I've just set some up already. So once I've got that one there, I can actually click on that little drop down menu there and I can add that to gallery. Once it's in my gallery, certain ones that I've set up already will then all be in your My Content. Once it's in your My Content, you can then bring it out and just have that lesson good to go. Like have an English one here with a much nicer colour scheme, maybe your school logo at the side, your date learning challenge already ready to go. And then you can just bring that in whichever colour background. So if you are bringing those in halfway through the lesson, or if you've indeed got them and you're trying to prepare that content at home as well, you've got those ones there kind of good to go. So they're really useful kind of ones to have in that there, as those backgrounds, that changing that colour as well. So we're looking at lines, we're looking at grids for that as well. Changing the colour. Of course, if you want to add any images to that as well, you can. You can have those images stored within your My Content. You can use a generic search engine online and bring them in that way. But if you want to do it actually within the lesson, if you wanted that complete safe search, you can actually do that straight from within Smart Notebook by clicking on this add-on here. You've got image search there, and you can search for items in there. For example, some backgrounds that I just like to use, it might be like a fur background. It just kind of engages kind of what I want to touch it. I want to go and kind of be part of it there. Just double tap on that one. He says, there we go. Then that image is in there. Click on pointer, make that the right size that I want. And you can see I've just clicked on that little drop down menu at the top there. And from there I can lock it in place, so then I can't move it when I've got those other digital manipulatables on top, whether it might be, if I just jump into the side here, it might be something like I've got a picture of coins, and then I can have that for that there as well. And if I click on that drop down menu there, what I can do with this one is infinitely clone it. So then I can bring those coins and count those coins on that, whatever it might be. Again, I might have had a picture of anything on the background, but that was just one that I just chose just for now. So jumping back on here, once we've looked at those kind of beginning points there, different backgrounds, grids, colors and images. So you could start with that and customize it in that way. Another way, of course, you can customize your lessons. You can start your lessons. It's actually starting with a video. Now, if you do want to continue to teach through Smart Notebook, you can. The advantage of using a video in here, within this video search here down the puzzle piece there, you can actually do an image search, video search there. That video search will bring in that YouTube video or that video wherever you got that from, and it will embed it within your notebook lesson. Actually won't actually play the adverts as well, which is really, really useful just to kind of keeping the students engaged in that way. Another way of starting your lessons with a video might be through Smart Learning Suite Online. This is free software that you can start using it today as well. Smart Notebook, which I was just using, is also a free download, and you can get using that today as well. We're on version 20, so feel free to upgrade to that one or start using that one, and we'll get going with that software there. So once I'm in Smart Learning Suite Online, if you just go to hellosmart.com, that's a good way in, or feel free to email me and we'll get some more information if you wish to use it. And I can add some activity. What activity am I going to start with? I want to start with a video. So yes, I could start with different points up here, but I'm actually going to start with a video. So I click on that one there, and then I can just choose this video that I want to start with. Maybe I want to choose one of the Naked Science videos. So I just search for Naked Science. Again, it's a complete safe search. You're absolutely fine doing this. I'm looking at that video there, and I can do that one there. So now I'm starting this video with that engaging way that the students are going to be part of it and actually get the wow, if you like, at the beginning of the lesson from this video there. Of course, you can add audio over the top of that if you wish to, or you can you continue to kind of build your lesson through a blank page with different response activities or different assessments activities and quizzes, different things like that, as well as these manipulatables here. So that was the next point we're going to look at, is actually we could start our lesson with a manipulatable. So as I've got that one here, but I'm just going to add it to the lesson that I've already got. And clicking on that manipulatable there, I've got lots and lots of different options. I can have a fraction wars, I can have different coins, I can have clocks, whatever it might be. And I'm just going to click on this 100 one here. So now I've got this lesson here. Yes, I'm building my lesson here, but I could have started it with this one instead. And again, with this one here, you can move these around just to see how it works so you're familiar with yourself. And of course, if you're intending to use this as a digital handout for all the students, you can actually convert it already to an individual handout. This means when you actually press play on this lesson, if you like, if you start this lesson, they will all have their individual copy. And then obviously that's the advantage of using Smart Learning Suite Online, where they can all be part of it, they can all annotate it, and then I can jump into each child individually and give that feedback to them if you wish to as well. And again, you continue to edit that, or you can preview that just to make sure it's exactly right before you do start delivering it to your class. Which is good, those manipulatables in that way. The other thing with those manipulatables there is, if I just finish this lesson, there are quite a few already made, so there's lessons for you to just get going with, and they all sit within this Explore Resources. I did tweet out one of these lessons already for one of these weeks, and that one is in manipulatables, and it was this decimals one here. This one is really good, but obviously there's lots and lots of different ones as well, and there's a really nice poetry one for there as well. But just to jump into this one here, with these different activities, so the kind of preview, you can ink on it, you can see what it looks like, and you can kind of see that this one here, write the numbers there, and actually you can play with those ones there. So to actually save that to my gallery there, it will then put it into my Smart Learning Suite Online account, and I can deliver that lesson ready to go for my students as well. It's being added to that one there. So there are lots of different ways to use those manipulatables and start your lesson with something like that. Or of course, you just want to bring them in from my content in there as well. Kind of the final piece that we're going to look at today is looking at existing content. Now, yes, we can start lessons by building some new stuff, but we don't want to if we've actually made it beforehand. So how can I reuse those lessons that I've got already? If they're in Smart Notebook, just open them up as usual. If it's a previous version of Smart Notebook, just open them up as usual. If you're bringing them in from a flip chart, from another interactive whiteboard resource, you can just go File, Import, and then that will bring that lesson in and convert it into a Smart Notebook file. If you're bringing it in from a PowerPoint or from a PDF, exactly the same way, File, Import, and you can bring that in there. Another way, if you've actually got your lesson already open in PowerPoint, what you can do is click on File, and from in there you can actually print it, and rather than printing it to a printer, I can actually send it to the Smart Cloud. That will send your PowerPoint lesson straight to your Smart Learning Suite Online file, and then you can deliver it through Smart Learning Suite Online, and then you've got all the advantage of that as opposed to just that presentation thing there. Or of course you can actually send it to Notebook, and it will take that lesson and bring it over into a Smart Notebook lesson, either as kind of just a one sheet as a picture, or as there's a manipulative part of that as well, so it's really a tangible resource for your students as well. So that's in there, which is really, really good. So hopefully that's been useful. Hopefully that's given you a few ways of getting to start your lessons. So go start. That's your challenge this week, is actually go and start making some resources and start getting something that's really going to engage your learners. And of course, once you've got that activity, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to share it with other people together, so supporting and learning together. So if you want to share it on Twitter or any other social medias, you can. If you use that hashtag #WeAreSmart, then we can kind of begin to build or extend to building those resources all together as well. Of course, email me or tweet me directly those as well. I'd love to hear more about any of those. I have just briefly mentioned Twitter there, and of course, any other social media channel as well. Then feel free to reach out and share or just glean other people's resources if you wish to as well. The next session, this is the start. The next part 2, is going to be looking at enhance. How can you enhance your lessons? Well, we're going to be looking at enhancing in very much of an active way for your students, rather than just passively watching something. They're going to be part of their learning and really engaged with it as well. So looking at enhancing their lessons. And that is going to be on Thursday, the 22nd of April. So if you haven't signed up already, again, I'll leave that link in the comments below. So sign up, and hopefully we'll see you live as well. But in the meantime, if you do want any more support, whether that's a training session, a live one, something like this, just for you or for your staff, or whether it's actually coming out face-to-face as well, we can continue to do that, and we can build that support package for you, for your senior management, or whichever kind of support which is needed within your setting. Or of course, if you wanted to look at an EdTech assessment tool, where that really takes a holistic view of everything, not just looking at how do we implement SMART, but it's actually everything to make a better outcome for your school, for your setting, wherever it might be, we can look at that as well. So any information you need, and feel free just to email me directly from that as well. But on that kind of note there, hopefully this video has been useful. Please kind of leave a comment. I'd love to hear your views, what's been useful, what you'd like to see in another video, something similar like this, and then we can work together to actually support you the best way we can. So hopefully that's been useful, and hopefully we'll see you live, and if not, I'll see you kind of on the next video in the trail of this one as well. So thanks very much, take care, goodbye.